ಸರ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್, ಮೈಸೂರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇದೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೇನೆ ಸರ್.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಪ್ಪ. ಇದು ಕೊಡಿ.
ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಪ್ಪ.
ಸರ್ ಊಟ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್?
ಹಾ, ಊಟ ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ತುಂಬಾ ದಿವಸ ಮೇಲೆ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ?
ಸರ್ 33 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಏನೋ ಇದಾರೆ.
33. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಮೇಟ್ಸ್ ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು 7 ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಮಹೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೊ ಹೇಗ್ ನಡೀತಿದೆಪ್ಪ ಜೀವನ? ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಜೀವನ ಹೇಗ್ ನಡೀತಿದೆ ಅಂತ?
ಅದೇ ಸರ್, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವೇ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ ಇದು.
ಹೌದು ಹೌದು ಹೌದು. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದ್ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡಂಗ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಹೌದು.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನು ಆಯಾ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗತ್ತೆ.
ಹೌದು ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಹೌದು.
ಈಗ ಮಳೆನೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬೆಳೆನೂ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಬಿಸಿಲು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬೆಳೆ ನಾಶನೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಪುಟ್ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ? ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ತಾವು ಸರ್?
ಫೈನ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಫೈನ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಸರ್?
ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಒಳ್ಳೇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಸದ್ಯ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಕರೆಸ್ತೀವಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಟಾಕ್ಗೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫ್ರೀ, ನೀವು ಕರ್ಸಕ್ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಯ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಬರೋಣ, ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್, ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್, ಆಯ್ತು.
ದಿಲೀಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಈಗ?
ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸರ್, ಹುಣಸೂರು.
ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್. ಓಕೆ.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಪ್ಪ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಸರ್ ತಾವು?
ಫೈನ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ ಸರ್?
ಆಯ್ತಾಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನ್ ವಿಶೇಷ?
ವಿಶೇಷ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಈ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಿರೋದೇ ವಿಶೇಷ ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗೆ.
ಹಾಗೆ
we are expected you sir to see again after almost 10 years.
ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನನಗೆ ನೀವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗೋದು ಒಂದು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಒಂದು.
ಸರ್.
ಎರಡನೇದು, ನನಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಎರಡು. ಮೂರನೇದು ಮಹೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಕರೆದಿರೋದು. ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
Actually we are lucky to see you sir.
Thank you very much. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರನ್ನ ರಾಮನಾಥ್ಪುರನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ
ಸರ್? ಈಗ ಗುಂಡ್ಲುಪೇಟೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಗುಂಡ್ಲುಪೇಟೆಗೆ. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
ಗುಂಡ್ಲುಪೇಟೆ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಡೆಪ್ಟೇಷನ್, ತರೀಕೆರೆ ಮದರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸರ್. ಡೆಪ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ತರೀಕೆರೆ ಏನ್ ಅಂತ ದೂರ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಸರ್ ದೂರ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಡೆಪ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ.
ಗುಂಡ್ಲುಪೇಟೆ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನಿಯರ್ ಬಿಡಿ, 3/4 ಗಂಟೆ ಜರ್ನಿ.
ಅದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದಾನೆ ಮೈಸೂರಿಂದಾನೆ ಅಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಅದೇ 3/4 ಗಂಟೆ ಜರ್ನಿ.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಈ ಮಾದೇವ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ತಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ವಾ, ನಂಜುಂಡ?
ಸರ್.
ಅವನು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆಲಿ ಹೋಗೋನು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ.
ಹೌದ್ರಾ?
ನೈಟು 12 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡೋನು.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
12:30 ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡೋನು, ರೀಚ್ ಆದ ಅಂತ. ಆತರ ಕನ್ವೀನಿಯಂಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ರೋಡ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ.
ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರ್, ರೋಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ ಪೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 5 ಕೊಲೀಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಬಟ್ ವೇರ್ ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಯಾರನ್ನೂ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್,
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು.
ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಾವೇ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಬಿಡಿ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ?
ಎಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್
ಆನ್ಲೈನ್
ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್
ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ಬರೀ ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ ಇಂದೇನೋ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್, ಇನ್ನು ಇದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಕೊಲೀಗ್ಸ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಅದೇ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರು.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನಿಮ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಊಟ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಊಟ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಅರ್ಧ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
ಲಂಚ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಹಾಫ್ ಅನ್ ಅವರ್.
ಹಾಗೆ
ಈಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದಿತ್ತು?
ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ MR ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು COVID-19 ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ COVID-19 ಆನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್.
ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಅದಿತ್ತು.
ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇಗ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. MR ನಾರಾಯಣ ನಮ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡೇನೆ.
ಹೌದ್ರಾ ಸರ್?
ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇವರು ಮಂಜಪ್ಪಾಡಿ ಹೊಸಮನೆ ಅವ್ರವ್ರು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಮೇಟ್ಸ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ MR ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಸರ್ ಐಸೆಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ಐಸೆಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ರು, ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಆದ್ರು. ಬಟ್
ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಾರೆ.
ಖಂಡಿತ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇವರು ಮಂಜಪ್ಪ ಸಾರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪರಿಚಯ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನೇ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಸಿದ್ಧಲಿಂಗೇಶ್ವರ ಬಡಾವಣೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ಅಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಸ್ವಂತ ಮನೆ, ಅದೇನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ.
ನಾವು ನಿಯರ್ JP ನಗರ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ?
JP ನಗರ ಪನೇಶಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಮನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನಿಯರ್ ಬೈ, ನಾಟ್ ಈವನ್ ಎ ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್. ನಾಟ್ ಈವನ್ 2 ಫರ್ಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಅದೇ ಕೇಳ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್, ತಾವು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ.
ಈ ಸಿದ್ಧಲಿಂಗೇಶ್ವರ ಲೇಔಟ್ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಆಲದ ಮರ ಒಂದಿದೆ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಆಲದ ಮರದ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಮನೆ.
ನಂಬರ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಬಂದು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದಾಗ.
ಬನ್ನಿ. 2 ಟವರ್ ಇದೆ, ಟಿವಿ ಟವರ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇದೆ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಬನ್ನಿ, ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ
ಸರ್?
ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಸರ್ ಹತ್ತತ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಒಂದು, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾದರ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಮನೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
ಮೊದ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವು, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ ಸರ್, ಪಾಪುಗೆ ಹತ್ರ.
ಶಿವಶರಣಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯವರಪ್ಪ ನೀವು? ಶಿವಶರಣಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯವರು?
ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಚೇತನ್ ಸರ್.
ಚೇತನ್
ಸರ್. ಸುಲೇಪೇಟ್ ಸರ್.
ಶಿವಶರಣಪ್ಪ ಮೈಕ್ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ
ಸರ್. ಆನ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಆನ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಆನ್ ಇದೆ. ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ ಸರ್, ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗದಿಂದ ಸುಲೇಪೇಟ್ ಸರ್. ಹಾಂ ಸರ್. ಆರಾಮ್ ಸರ್ ತಾವು?
ಸೇಡಂ ಕಡೆಯವರು.
ಸೇಡಂ ಕಡೆಯವರು, ಹೌದು ಸರ್. ಸೇಡಂ ಸರ್. ವಾಸುದೇವ್ ಸೇಡಂ ಸರ್ ಪರಿಚಯ ಏನ್ ಸರ್?
ಪರಿಚಯ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೇ ಪರಿಚಯ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಅವ್ರಿದ್ದಾಗ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ನಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು.
ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ.
ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಸರ್. ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
Good afternoon, all my dear friends. We are honored with the presence of Professor S. Mahendra Kumar sir, the Professor of Cooperation of our department, that is the Department of Economics and Cooperation, University of Mysore. Today, sir is amidst with us in this afternoon. and sir has accepted our invitation to be the resource person for this refreshers course in economics, and he wholeheartedly accepted our invitation on behalf of the Department of Economics and Cooperation and on behalf of the HRDC University of Mysore and my personal behalf and also behalf of all of you, I wholeheartedly welcome Professor S. Mahendra Kumar sir to today's sessions. And Professor has served as the chairman and the professor of cooperation in our department of University of Mysore. And the sir has vast experience of teaching, nearly as 40 years of experience of teaching in our university. And also the sir has invited for the various conferences, seminars and workshops as resource persons to deliver keynote addresses, and also to various invited speaks within Karnataka and the universities outside Karnataka also. Under his able guidance, so more than 15 students are awarded a PhD in economics and cooperation, and also some students are awarded MPhil degree in our department. And he has also presented the papers in the national, international level seminars and conferences, and written various research papers, more than 800, more than 50 research papers in the journals of repute. So he has written 3 books and published by the national and international level publishers. And sir is moreover on than all these the teaching and research experience. So he is so cordial and friendly with us, because I was the student of the department, and also when I was studying him, the only person which I am known to him, because he is so friendly with all the students from my student days also, and also even after my joining the department, the sir is the only person which I am so associated with him and very closely associated with him. And this is just a brief introduction to Professor Mahendra Kumar sir. Once again, on behalf of the HRDC and the Department of Economics and Cooperation and my personal behalf, I welcome you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mahesh, for your kind words. The topic that I have chosen today is not a complete one. I can give you a glance of what are the issues that are touching upon the cooperatives in the world, as well as national, as well as the state level, and what is happening in the cooperatives. So there are various issues concerning cooperatives and the development. You know the reason why cooperatives were introduced in the globe, and later on why that was introduced in India. The reasons were wide and varied. So that is the reason why, in a country like India, we have to have a set of cooperatives. You all know that cooperatives were established in the year 1904. And still earlier to that, we had cooperatives. The railways, somewhere in 1897, these consumers cooperatives were established by these railways in Bhusawal in Maharashtra. Does anybody know that? There are societies, I don't say societies, there were organizations which were established similar to that of a society, cooperative society, and they were not called as a cooperative society. That's all. ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತು? ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, they were societies and they were not called as societies. ಈ ಚೀಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಚೀಟಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, What is
Yes,
that?
sir.
Cooperation ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಇನ್ನೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್, ದ ವೆರಿ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಜಾಯ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಕಾಮನ್ ಎಂಡ್, ಕಾಮನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ನಾವು ಸೇರಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಇದೇ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಸಾರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆಲ್ ಜಾಯ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್. As humans, they need what do you call? They need all sorts of requirements, and these requirements, both economic, social, and cultural, can be met through cooperatives. That was the ideology. ಯಾಕೆಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ದಸ್. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಏನು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೋ, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡು, ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರದ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೊರತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಡೇ 24 hours. ಈಗ ನಾನು ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು 1 ತಿಂಗಳು ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇದ್ಲು. ಶಿ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ HP ಕಂಪನಿ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್. ವರ್ಕ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಹರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 6:30 in the morning. ನೈಟು 7:30, 8, 9 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರೋಳು. ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಮಗಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್, ಅವನದು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಅವನು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದೆ ಅವಳಿಗೆ, ನೀನ್ ಯಾತಿಗೆ ಬಂದೆ ಮೈಸೂರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ. ನೀನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಬಂದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ 1 month ಹಿಯರ್, ಅಂಡ್ 1 ವಾರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ರಜಾ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಅವಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ 1 week ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು. 30 days ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹರ್. ಸೊ ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್: ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಬೇರೆ, ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಬೇರೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಈ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ, ಒನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ this suits any culture. That is the speciality of cooperation. It is whether it is a capitalistic economy or whether it is a socialistic economy. So it suits. So adike mixed economy it can be suited. So that is the reason why so cooperatives are special entities anta ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. They are special entities. So ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಈಗ the recent US elections, recent US elections, so Ali, one Indian lady, Kamala Harris, she made a miracle there. How? Her husband was a black. So she made use of both Indian as well as the black people over there, and that is how Joe Biden won the elections. So if there were no cooperation between these two cultures rather, then Joe Biden would have not won the US elections. So cooperation is an inbuilt thing in every human being. If you don't have cooperation, nothing happens. You must speak of economics, that's a later part. When you come into business, when you are serious. So cooperation starts right from the house. So unless every family member coordinates within himself or within the family or within outside, that becomes a society. So that is more important. So when you move around, when you move out of the house, so you need to have some sort of a support and cooperation. So that is the reason why we need a cooperation for that matter. So this is just a backdrop I'm telling you. So let us come into the business now. So let us start our business through the introduction, the evolution of cooperation. So as I said earlier, it is the very basis of human civilization. So it is moreover an interdependence and mutual help that is among the human beings to have a social life. No, when you don't have a social life, corporate people will talk of this thing. They don't have a social life. They have only cultural life. Corporate life. Work. That is the reason why they get diverse. They get all sort of physical, mental, and other problems as such. So you don't have a social life at all. That is the reason why, so the very basis of human civilization has started through cooperation. Unless until you join together, unless until you have some sort of mutual help, your neighbors are there, right? Your neighbors are there, and you have to be good with those people. That doesn't mean being good means to say exchange of certain activities, not like that. So you have to be very mutual so that it will not affect your social life. And secondly, the spirit of association is essential to human process. So when you associate yourself, unless until you associate, get together, then only further things can be done, both economically and socially. And it is also an essence of social life. So you need to have a social life. Unless until you want to lead a happy life, means you should have good friends around. You should have good neighborhood, good office, your college, or whatever it is. So that you should have. And the roots of formal cooperatives can be traced back to ancient times. Instance of cooperative effort found was in ancient Indian region, China, Egypt, Babylonia. So there are little bit of spelling mistakes. It is Babylonia in agriculture and crafts, not applicable. There is a little bit of typing error. You have to bear with me. I'll correct that while when it comes, So, if you look into the Egyptian civilization, so, if you had studied the history of Egyptian civilization, so you find a lot of what you call the cooperative efforts that have been undertaken over the years. That is how Egypt, was strongly a nation which with the help of the cooperatives, cooperation for that matter. And in ancient India, there were guilds. Guilds is nothing but self-help through mutual help societies or like. So weavers, Negigaro, Nekaro, so weavers and metal workers, that is, they had a small association of, that is why they were called as guilds of weavers and metal workers. And cooperation was also found among ancient Greeks. Greek culture is also, a very good culture, and very good civilization, Greek civilization for that matter. So they had this cooperation has supported in the formation of a society in the sense not cooperative society. So that is why the Greeks were so popular in the world by exploring many things for that matter. So, and also there is an example that has been given here, the Greece in the form of what you call burial societies. I'll give you one standing example in Tamil Nadu. The district of Dindigal Kelidra, Gandhigram deemed university ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದಿಂಡಿಗಲ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಅದು. It is famous for another thing. Dindigal is famous. Biga ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬೀಗ.
ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ.
Yes, exactly. He's from that place only. He's from Gandhigram. Okay, ಅಲ್ಲಿ Dindigal is famous for two things. ಮೂರು ವಿಷಯ. ಒಂದು ಬೀಗಕ್ಕೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬೀಗಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ವು ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ. ಒಂದು. ಎರಡನೇದು ತಲ್ಪಾಕಟ್ಟು ಬಿರಿಯಾನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? ತಲ್ಪಾಕಟ್ಟು ಬಿರಿಯಾನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ವೆರಿ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಬಿರಿಯಾನಿ, ಅದು ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಮೂರನೇದು, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಇದೆ. ನಾ ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ವಿಷಯ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ರೆಫರಿಂಗ್ ದಿಂಡಗಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ, ಒಂದು ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಇದೆ. ಯಾರು ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೀರೋದ್ರೆ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯಿಂದ ಈ ಹಣೆ ಮೇಲೆ ₹1 ಇಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸತ್ತವ್ರಿಗೆ? ಆ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಆ ₹1 ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಆ ಹಣ ತೆಗೆಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ. ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದಿಂಡಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಇಸ್ ದಟ್, ಸೊ ಈ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ರೋಮನ್ ಎರಾ, collegial, a type of cooperative craftsman came into the prominence. So ಒಂದು ಈ craftsmanship, ಈ craftsmen, so they are have very good innovative ideas, but they are poor people. How to sell the products, so ಅದಕ್ಕೆ they wanted an association. ನಾ ಗಿಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಮೊದಲೇನ I made a reference, so ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ನಿಮ್ಮ collegiate education ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮ collegiate ಆಧಾರದ collegial what do you call societies. So that was prominence in in Rome for that matter. And in Christian era, so the cooperative experiments in the form of artisans and irrigation societies. So ಈ artisan societies no ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. So until they doesn't coordinate, they cannot sell the products. ಸೊ ಈ ಆರ್ಟಿಸನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಈ ನೀವು ಮೈಸೂರು ಪ್ಯಾಲೇಸ್ ಮುಂದೆ ನೀವು ಮಾರ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಈ ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ಸ್? ಪಾಪ ಅಂಗಡಿಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರಿನರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಆದಂತ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದು ಮಾರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವ್ರದೇ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. So that is the reason why, even during Christian era also they had societies, artisan societies and irrigation societies. ನೋಡಿ ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲೇನೆ irrigation societies ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. And another thing is that the roots of formal cooperation may be traced back to 3 sources. One is medieval European guilds. Second is mutual self-help association of early industrialization. Before 1930s, there were a lot of what do you call industries which were established here, and these industries were not mechanized in nature. So only after industrialization, the machines were replaced. So when there was a lot of people working in the early industrialization period, so these societies were established for mutual and self-help as associations. And there were social experiments in Ethiopian socialists and other cooperative leaders. There were many people who had the ideology of cooperation. I'll come to it one by one. They were very peculiar people and very what do you call highly motivated people to provide all the facilities through these type of associations. So that is the reason why these type of, they wanted, you might be knowing one Mr. Sharad Pawar. Does anybody know Sharad Pawar? Yeah?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Who is Sharad Pawar?
NCP leader, sir.
Huh?
ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
Yeah. For a long time he was a what do you call Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and he was a Central Minister for Agriculture and Cooperation yes in Congress government. Okay. And recently I can quote example, ಸಾವ್ಕಾರ್, ಯಾರು ಸಾವ್ಕಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾರು ಬೆಳಗಾಂ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ?
ಜಾರಕಿಹೊಳಿ.
ಜಾರಕಿಹೊಳಿ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ ಬಂದವರು. ಶುಗರ್ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಈ ಬೆಳಗಾಮು, ಈ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this is called sugar belt, you know. Sugar cooperatives in the once upon a time in India, there were maximum number of sugar cooperatives. Sugar industry ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is cooperative sugar industry. ಸೊ ಈ ಲಾಬಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದವರೇ ಈ ಶರದ್ ಪವಾರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಳಗಾಂ ಲಾಬಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಶುಗರ್ ಲಾಬಿನೇ. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಗೆ being a small guild, you know, it has grown up to such an extent as a business giant. So this is what is cooperation. So until you join together, okay, then coming to the origin of cooperative association. So Robert Owen, you know, a great cooperation who followed the principles of cooperation. So he had an industry. So he's brought several things under experiments under his industry. So he started an equitable pioneers society in 1844, that is in Manchester in England. So it was a Rockdale Equitable Pioneer Society of weavers, 28 flannel weavers. So they started this society. That was the origin of registered societies in the world. ಈಗ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಆರಿಜಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ when we say the origin of cooperative means it is the origin is, and you know the speciality of this society, the speciality of this society is still that society is existing, that they have maintained. Okay, then you know the origin of cooperative, both English and Scotland in 1760s, and they were mills run by workers of Chatham and Woolwich in England, and they were sporadic attempts have been made to to have a real cooperative ideology over the years in the in the world to organize these type of cooperative societies. So coming to the concept of cooperation, what exactly we mean by cooperation? So it is nothing but a special mode of doing business and a distinct type of business organization. So it's a kind of business and a social action which may go on side by side with profit business and political government using currencies supplementing each other. So with the help of the government that has been existing, doing business for a meager profit, not 100% profit. So they keep in mind the service oriented approach for running or to serve the entire community as such. So besides being an economic entity, cooperative society is a moral and social institution. So that is the reason why, you know, here religion is applied to business. So the other forms of business organization eschews profit, but stands for service motive. So that means to say they have a sense of brotherhood and harmony among the members. It preaches honesty, integrity, and a sense of fairness in dealing with fellow human beings and more mature human behavior and conflict and competition. So the noble ideology and aim of establishing just the same and civilized society for that matter.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
sir, put it in presentation mode, sir. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಇನ್ನು ದಿಸ್ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಸರ್, ದಿಸ್ ಸೈಡ್.
ಈ ಕಡೆನಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ,
ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್. ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್. ಎಸ್, ಮೊದ್ಲು ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ. ಅದೇನೆ ಪಕ್ಕದ್ದು ಈ ಕಡೆ. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಸರಿನಾ?
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
So the essential nature of cooperation. So what is the essential nature of cooperation? Why are these essential in, so cooperation is a universal form of organization. That means to say to have all types of cooperatives. Though it was started as a credit cooperative society, so later on, it realized that in 1912, they changed in India, for that matter, they changed the Act of 1904 and they have brought a new Act of 1912 and wherein they give room for all types of societies. So it is a universal form of organization which can apply to anyone or any corner of the world for that matter. And this is an enterprise, business enterprise for that matter. And once an enterprise, it is also an association for that matter. So, and the very purpose is service motive here. It's a service enterprise, not a profit motive enterprise. That doesn't mean that it doesn't earn profit. So it has to earn profit, do its business. Okay. Then it promotes welfare of the community. No, that is the intention of having a cooperative. So we want to have a welfare concept. So, so we want to see that the entire community is being economically, socially, and culturally get forward. So that is the intention. And it is essentially an association of human beings and union of capital, both the human beings and pooling of resources, capital for that matter. And it is owned and democratically controlled by the member users. So it is not a capitalistic society. So it is a society which has been democratically organized and democratically managed for that matter. So it is a blend of what you call human beings and capital for that matter. And it is also having what you call, it is an eliminator of duality, though member uses his identity for that matter. So coming to the objectives of cooperatives. So what exactly we have the objective of organizing a cooperative society. So the growth of cooperatives is regarded as one of the important instruments of economic, social, and cultural development. So these are the three basic ideology behind establishing a cooperative society. So, and another thing is that we want to have a human advancement. So this is what we have seen over years. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್. ನೀವುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಏನು? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Technological advancement through human advancement. So we want to see more specifically for the advancement of the cooperatives also. So when we are doing business, so we want to have more of economic, social, and cultural development that happens through that of a society. And improving economic, social, and cultural situation of a person of limited resources and opportunities, as well as encouraging the spirit of initiative. So it is not an association of rich people, it is an association of poor people. Whatever they have, they are going to contribute. Whatever they have, they are going to pool their resources in for the benefit of this. So self-help through mutual help is the concept here. So they want to see that what can be achieved. So whether it is economic, social, or cultural, or human advancement for that matter. And increasing personal and national capital resources by encouragement of thrift and eliminating usually and by the sound use of credit. So thing is that these societies, since these societies are small, these societies are weak, contained with poor people. So that has to be what you call help through some other source. It may be the government or a particular state for that matter, or particular district for that matter, so that it can make use of the credit that has been borrowed from the government to make use for what you call to create some sort of a resource, national resource for that matter. And the measure is democratic control and economic activity and equitable distribution of surplus. So it is equally, if you do business with the society, you will be, what do you call, equitably, you will be distribute your profits among or dividends for that matter. And increasing national income, export revenue, employment, and fuller utilization of resources both in agriculture and industry. Nowadays, you have seen in COVID, people have come back to agriculture. What do you call, after they lost their job in which they're working in cities or towns or metros, when they came back to their villages, the land rate has gone high now, and they're making use of what do you call, their own land, which was barren for some time, some years. So this is how, when we come back to our village and join together, we can do miracles. Being here in a village, we can do miracles, not that we have to go to cities and all. So that means to say, so why I'm telling you is that it increases national income, employment opportunities, and most importantly, fuller utilization of resources, both for agriculture as well as industry. And implicating social policy and supplementing social services in the fields as housing, health, education, and communication. In recent times, in places like Markera or in Coorg district for that matter, what happened over there and what happened in North Karnataka because of floods and other things. No, in these cases, these cooperatives can stand and do housing or create housing societies and create a roof for the poor people. So that can be supplemented through these cooperative societies. And there are health hospitals for that matter under the cooperative sector, and educational institutions. Even in Mandya, we have a sugar school established by the sugar industry over there in Mandya. And communication, whatever communication that can be made use of this through cooperatives, because members associate together in this society or in a general body or joining together in every month in a society for some other meeting or the members meeting and so on. So there will be a lot of communication over here. So if you organize a cooperative society, and helping to raise the level of general and technical knowledge of the members. So when you come to a society, if you stay at home, you may not be able to increase your knowledge. So when you come out and speak with others, join with others, you can exchange your views. That is a very ideology. So that is the reason why the objectives of cooperatives is been made. So the role of cooperatives is much greater in developing countries rather than developed ones. We are worried about developing countries only and not about the developments. They'll take care of themselves. Okay, these countries are expected to play a significant role in the development, not only by individual members. So the cooperatives play an important role in mobilizing resources internally. So why I'm telling you is this, so it is an organization of poor people. So whatever they have, that will be contributed, and as a result, it can be converted as a resource. So mobilizing resources. I told you the example of a chit fund. So concept you self-help groups ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಿ. Self-help groups ಕೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ವಾ?
Yes, sir.
What is the concept of Pushparani Aure? What is the concept of self-help groups? What is the concept of self-help groups on that?
It is also cooperation, sir.
Self-help groups is not cooperatives.
Helping each other to boost their economic conditions.
Yeah, so joining together. Elumalai.
Yeah.
Okay, it's joining to. You are from which place?
It's a KGF, Kolar Goldfields.
KGF, eh? Okay.
Yes, sir.
You are in first grade college.
Yes, sir.
There was one librarian there, El Dadiwala,
Yes,
who
sir.
expired there. You know me, you have a very big photo of his in that college library, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have forgotten his name.
When I was a student of that college, sir, but I'm working in government first year college, sir.
Oh, government factory. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a student of same college only.
Right, fine. So thing is that self-help group is nothing but in order to benefit ourselves, helping self through others, helping ourselves through others. So it is a what do you call? We are going to benefit by joining together, maybe 20 members. You know, in KGF also there are a lot of self-help group organizations. I normally come to Parantapalli, Elumalai.
Oh, yeah, sir.
I come to Parantapalli.
Parandhalli. Okay, sir.
Parantapalli, yeah. My co-brother is there. He was working in Bibel and he's staying over there.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I have to, and probably next month I may come.
Sure, sir. You are most welcome, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Just, our college to just 1 kilometer. That's all.
Yeah, I know your college. Okay, now why I told you this simple reason is that there also there's a lot of societies, self-help groups, you know.
Self-help groups, yes, sir.
Yeah. My sister-in-law is organizing one group over there. That is why I'm telling you in your place.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is it?
Right. You know that MLA, she is with that MLA, lady MLA.
Rupakala Shishir.
Huh?
Rupakala Shishir, sir.
Yeah. She's with the Congress.
Yeah.
So she has organized many self-help groups. Why I'm giving you a standing example. That's all, nothing else.
What's the name, sir?
Rani.
Yeah, I know, sir.
Rani Devanand.
I know, sir. I know.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So the second thing is the benefit of economics of scale for weaker section. There is a scale economics, especially to look into the aspects of weaker sections of the society. So, and another thing is that, the essential services to the population not covered by other programs. There are several government of Karnataka or the government of India programs launched through these cooperative societies. And, the programs which are not covered will be covered through cooperatives, which cannot be covered by the government can be covered through cooperatives. This is the strongest part of cooperatives, So, people come over there here for the benefit. Okay. So that is the reason why, it can be covered through cooperatives. In 1962, what happened? What is the instance of 1962? Prasad, 1962. Huh? Yeah. Some war, he said. Which war? Narsimurthy.
China war.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, we are facing a threat. Okay.
Yes.
In 1962, there was a war between Indo-China war, right?
Yes, sir.
India won. Okay, right. That is fine. But we had famine. So during that period, rationing came into existence. You know that rationing, PDS.
Public distribution systems.
Yeah, that is rationing. So that came into existence. The first, the consumers cooperative societies were used for the distribution of essential commodities.
Essential food grains.
So that is from 1962. The government of India made an act to create consumers cooperative societies by 1962 Act. So, thing is that we want to see the programs which are not covered by the central and state government programs, so it can be covered by this cooperative programs for that matter. So building institutional framework on a permanent basis. So once if you create a society, that means you are creating an institution. In KGF, there was one, newspaper reading room, Marikuppam.
Yes, sir.
There was one big, newspaper reading room over there. I was a small boy. I used to visit there with my brothers, elder brothers. So I used to visit them. So it was such a big organization. It's a very well organized group for that matter. It is. It can be considered as a cooperative. It can be considered a cooperative. I don't know whether it is there or not. I don't know that. Okay. Why I am telling you is that this is how this can be cooperative can be formed. Okay. That building a institutional framework on a permanent basis. Okay. And developing human resource through education, popular participation. So another important thing is that developing human resources is a very tough job. Even among teachers, joining 10 or 20 teachers together is very tough. Prasad Alma, joining 10 or 20 teachers together at one place at one time, or every week at the same place, same time is very tough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this can be done through cooperatives. Okay, even you have employees cooperative trade societies. We have even Mysore University is having for that matter. Okay, and you thing is that it can be done as a resource, human resource. And another thing is you are forced to or you are made to participate in that. So the first and foremost concept of cooperation is participation. Until you come and participate, nothing happens. Okay, so that is the concept here. And introducing competition in non-competitive markets. So introducing competition in non-competitive markets, so there are, market is wide and varied, So in a non-competitive markets, when you enter as a cooperative, so you are going to create a market over there. So that is the ideology here. Okay. So cooperative extends a space of influence for economic, social, political fields of the society in which they operate. So it is not only economic, it is not only social, it is ethical and political activities that can be done through cooperative. That is how Sharad Pawar and all, people rose to the top position as a chief minister or a central minister for that matter. And, they make deliberate, conscious effort for an all-round development of members, restrict the society at large. So that is the reason why, they are deliberately doing it and with conscious effort. So that is the reason why, they are going to make it. Coming to the principles, the International Cooperative Alliance. International Cooperative Alliance has formulated now recently, in the sense it was formulated in the year 1995. That is a recent principle that we are following. In 1936-37 itself, they had formulated around 8 principles, and in 1966 they had formulated 6 principles, and now we have adopting these 7 principles. The first and foremost principle is that these are voluntary and open membership. So it is voluntary in nature, and open, we have open membership. That doesn't mean anybody can enter into this society. The lunatics cannot enter here. Those who are below 18 years of age cannot be a member of the society. So it is voluntary and open in the sense it is open to everyone. all persons who are ready to use the services of the society. That's all. Okay. And another principle is democratic member control. So these are democratic institutions by the people, for the people, of the people. So in the interest of the people, so we have democratic organization which has been controlled by the members themselves, who actively participate in the business affairs of the society. So that is why I told you participation is more important. So unless until you make a deliberate attempt to participate in the business affairs of the society, so then only you can be what you call you can take a right decision at the right time and give the society at large. And another principle is that member economic participation. So members through share capital contribute equitably to the democratically controlled the capital of cooperatives, so that the economic participation is taken into consideration. They have to economically participate in the business affairs of the society. Another important principle is that autonomy and independence. So these societies are autonomous society. They have to be autonomous. Why they have to be autonomous is because they are democratically organized. They are going to self-manage themselves, and the decision is taken through a general body. It is not individual decision, or the person who is having a large share doesn't mean can take decision there. So it is the dependence on the members here, which decisions are taken in the general body. So that is the reason why, the concept of management has come into being. And in recent days, we talk of what you call governance. What does governance mean? Can Deepak tell me what does governance mean? Deepak, can you hear me?
Administration.
Can you hear me, Deepak?
Sir, Adalita.
So administration.
Administration is different, governance is different.
Governance.
It's a part of administration is part of governance.
E-governance.
It's one part further. So governance is one concept that you govern, whether it is a government or a society or a corporate, your business in a more efficient manner by participating, by being transparent, being openness, applying rule of law, whatnot. So that is what governance we mean here. So
More transparent.
yeah,
Transparency should make it.
yeah, transparency is most important here once again. So these are and autonomy and independence and accountability is another important thing. Is accountable. You have to be accountable for which you are going to do. For each and every component of activity that you are going to do, you are accountable for that. So participation, transparency, accountability, rule of law. So these are the very important aspects of governance. So we have started cooperative governance now. So cooperatives also have adopted these principles of governance. So in order to, because since it is a democratically managed organization, so it has to look into various aspects of governance. So they are giving more. So there are societies which are not able to do this. So that is the reason why. And another important principle that they have made is that education, training, and information. So what had happened earlier is that the democratically managed society were not educated members. The members who were managing the society were not educated, and they did not have any formal training, and they had no information also. Elumale might be knowing one joke. Elumale might be knowing one joke in a film called Boys.
Yeah, Boys.
You have seen
Movie.
Boys?
Yeah, movie. Sir.
Movie, yeah.
Boys. Okay.
Boys movie.
Yes, sir.
You know Sendil, comedian?
I know, sir.
So he used to be sitting in a temple.
Yeah, he is sending collecting that. Prasad timings and no timetable.
Yeah. So that means to say, so he'll be ideally sitting in one place by having all information where prasadam will be distributed and at what time and what day they give what type of prasadams. He will send a boy to giving 2 carriers, and he will say that information is wealth. He says that. Yeah. So that is the reason why here they have made use of education, training, and information. So unless until you are educated, unless until you are trained, so that is the reason even a member is trained now. Even a board member is trained. Even an employee is trained here. So this is a management oriented institution now. So that is the reason why this principle has been introduced. And another thing is that cooperation among cooperatives. So why cooperation? So there are several types of societies which has been established, and there are several countries which are adopting this principle or these societies that has been organized. So you have to have a coordination among the societies itself. Whether because there was once upon a time the concept of linking of credit with marketing. Linking of credit with marketing. So why this linking of credit with marketing was established is that reason is that if you avail credit from a credit society, you have to sell your products through marketing societies, and this marketing society will deduct whatever the amount you have borrowed loan from the credit society, and the remaining amount will be given to the member. This was it, and that became a failure. Now there is a law that has been introduced now recently. There is a hue and cry from the farmers. Hue and cry from farmers is going on. APMC Act. Right? Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Another thing is that concern for the community. So why you have establish a cooperative society is that we want to see that sustainable development is maintained. So you have to look into the policies and procedures for a community. It may be one community or all community. So in a village itself is a community, right? It doesn't mean caste or creed or color or whatever it is. Village itself is a community. So we are taking into consideration the entire village as a community. That is the reason why, so that is the reason why this principle has been adopted here. So we have to show concern to the community as well. So then only you can economically or socially you can develop. That is the reason. So cooperation as a social process. So what is this social process here? It is nothing but a recurrent form of social instruction. The major types of social process are competition, conflict, and cooperation. So that is what we are seeing in our economy, world economy, Indian economy, or whatever economy it is. So there is competition, there is conflict, and there is cooperation. So the theory of competition dominates economic. The conflict theory privates sociology, and the theory of cooperatives is embedded on mutualism. So you're going to be embedded with mutual self-help through mutual help. That's all. Whereas in the competition, you have to struggle there. Whereas in the conflict, you have to fight. So competition is that form of interaction which involves struggles for goals which are scarce and are believed to be scarce. So it is normatively regulated, maybe direct or indirect, personal or impersonal, to tend to exclude the use of force and violence. So in competition, you may have to use what you call force or violence. And second component is conflict. So it is a struggle over values and claims. So when, you might have seen in Bangalore, the recent incidents that took place in Bangalore. They set fire to an MLA's house. Do you remember? Have you heard in newspaper, or you have read in newspaper, or you have seen in what do you call TV and other mode of information? So how this all happened? It is nothing but a conflict that occurred well within the society. They ransacked a police station. So where is the value here? Human value. Where is the human value? So that is the reason why we say that we want to organize a cooperative. There will not be any conflict at all. What happens in conflict? So it is a process by which two or more persons or groups try to prevent or thwart attainment of certain objectives. Even to the extent they go, even to the extent of injuring them. That is what I mean to say there. This mostly occurs when the interests of exclusive and inharmonious. Have you heard of Geo? Huh? Have you heard of Geo?
Geo SIM, sir.
Not SIM. Company. Who's the owner of that company? Who's the owner of that company?
Mukesh Ambani.
Mukesh Ambani.
What is he doing then? What is he doing? What he has done?
Industrialist.
Network
What is he doing? What he has done?
connecting.
Connecting
people. Connecting people. Networks.
In order to connect people, what he did? Huh?
Connecting people, he developed networks, sir.
He developed, earlier there was the network,
Network is there, but it's faster.
Sir, he gave freely in the beginning.
No. Earlier there was a very big network all over the country which had international connections.
Yes, that is BSNL.
BSNL.
It is
what happened
going out
now?
This is ruined up.
So this is conflict here. So conflict ideology here. Overcoming.
The public sector is collapsed.
Yeah, that is what I mean, injuring them. Injuring the public sector.
Yes.
Not only public sector.
Yes.
The people who depended on public sector. Okay.
Yes.
So this is how, but you don't find the third component. I will talk of third component, cooperation. So cooperation is the elementary process of social life without which society is impossible, and it is essentially consists of a form of infraction whereby individuals and groups pool their energies together for the promotion of common each or subjects for which the way the parties tend to benefit. Otherwise, what happens? It is nothing but an organic nature of human beings. Cooperation is a group. Cooperation is the only social process which is included in the definition of a society. That is the only group which has been included in the society. You call that a society when there is cooperation. When you don't have these two components, conflict and competition, we don't call that as a cooperative. So that is the ideology. In cooperation you can achieve anything. Recently you might have read a newspaper or something. 26th of November 1921. Who was the person born on 26th November 1921? Recently you might have, because day before yesterday was his birthday. Deepa heltira? Deepa, do you know Kannada?
Sir, am I?
You're from?
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, now. Have you heard of White Revolution?
Yes, sir. Milk.
Oh.
Verghese Kurian.
Verghese Kurian, Dr. Verghese Kurian. So he expired in 2012. Okay, but his memory still it is there. He created NDDB, National Dairy Development Board. White Revolution. He made India to be proud. He revolutionized in milk production. So why I'm telling you is this: cooperatives have made miracles. Cooperatives have made miracles, but people are not understanding it. That is the reason. Okay, so there are several various other economic activities that the cooperatives are involved. So it may be credit as well as non-credit cooperatives. So the primary motive of our government of India primarily was to organize a credit cooperative society, which was formulated through 1904 Act, which came into existence. By then we had only 3 societies. And later on, we are having around 93,000 societies in the country now. Primary Agriculture Credit Society, or in total, we have 93,000 societies. So the concept of credit cooperatives is nothing but banking and other activities similar to that activity. So providing the needy persons the provision of credit and other facilities in order to look into the aspects of agriculture and allied aspects, including that of dairying. Why I'm talking is that why I have to tell Deepa. Nowadays women dairy cooperatives are increasing. Dairy cooperatives established by women. Women dairy cooperatives have been established. Women's have been advanced now. They have started multi-purpose cooperative societies. It may be tailoring, it may be banking, or doing some other business. So it is a multi-purpose society for that matter. So another thing is, I told you the consumer society, which came into existence as an act in 1962 for the public distribution system. So, and processing. I told you here, so here it comes. It may be sugar, or it may be dal, or it may be rice, or it may be anything that comes under the processing societies. So sugar, I told you, once upon a time, it was being dominated by the cooperative sector. And as I said, because of dairy development through cooperatives, it is #1 in the world. You have heard of, you are making use of Nandini products?
Yes, sir.
Nandini products.
Yes, sir.
So whatever the products that has been manufactured through Amul, have you heard of Amul? Yes. Amul chocolates?
Yes, sir. Gujarat, Ahmedabad.
Okay, there is one saying about Amul. In advertisements, they'll say that chocolates, Amul chocolates.
Yes.
What is that?
Very attractive.
A gift for someone you love. A gift for someone you love, Amul chocolates. Okay.
Yes.
So why I'm telling you is that it was started by Korean, and now Nandini products, you know, when Sri H.D. Devagowda was the Prime Minister of the country, he requested Korean, Dr. Korean, to bring Gujarat model to Karnataka. Then they brought that model to Karnataka. That is how KMF, Karnataka Milk Federation, came into existence. And you know, Karnataka is one state we produce milk and milk products to such an extent. The ghee that has been produced by Nandini ghee is been given to Tirupati to prepare ladus. They have a contract with Tirupati, Tirumala Tirupati, providing ghee. They have grown to such an extent. So thanks to Sri H.D. Devagowda, thanks to Korean, and you know his son also, H.D. Revana also was the what do you call in charge of KMF for several years. You know, during his period only that it had grown to a bigger extent.
You are already honored by H.D. Devagowda, sir.
Yes. So they are doing good business for that matter. KMF is doing good business. Nandini is doing good business. You know, recent times I had the opportunity to have a Mysore Pak through prepared by Nandini. It's a very nice product that has been produced. You know, all types of products are produced through Nandini products. So this is an outcome of white revolution created by what is Korean. And you know, a lot of fishery cooperatives is there, blue revolution, fishery cooperatives is there, and textile cooperatives is there, weavers and handloom, you know, especially in North Karnataka, we have spinning mills, a lot of Ilkal Sere Kelidiralla Deepa avaru. Have you heard of Ilkal Sere? Sorry. Whether I don't know whether you have made use of it or I don't know. Only thing is, why I'm telling you all this thing is that there is such weaver society which are very famous, and there is one society in Navalgund, Dharwad district. You know, they manufacture carpets. And there is one Hulkoti Gadag. You know H.K. Patil? Have you heard of H.K. Patil, former minister in Congress?
Chief Minister, sir. Former Chief Minister.
No. H.K. Patil. H.K. Patil was not a
RDPR minister. He was in Congress, sir.
He was and he is with Congress now. Okay, thing is that why I'm telling you, his father, K.H. Patil, has established a cooperative estate there. There are hundreds of cooperative industries running in that cooperative estate in Hulkoti Gadag. So why I'm quoting these examples is that there are several cooperative institutions that have been established, which are sugar cooperatives, you know, they have done marvelous jobs, you know, in producing milk or milk, sugar industry and sugar byproducts and other such things. And what are the benefits that we are going to derive out of this system? So it is expected that is greater purchasing power to the consumer by lowering the price of the goods. So when you are organized and you are going to purchase in bulk and sell it to your own members, that means you are going to sell it for a subsidized
Wholesale price.
Keeping a slightest margin, that's all. There was one message I received recently, from my friend. The cheapest food products available. Where does the cheapest food products, in the sense that it may be tea, coffee, lunch, veg or non-veg?
Parliament.
Yeah, exactly.
Parliament canteen.
There was a quotation there. It is served for the poor people whose salary is more than 80,000 rupees per month, and it is not taxable. And the cost of one meal is 2 rupees. Like coffee is something 1 rupee or 50 paise, like that, and one roti is 1 rupee. Curry is 15 rupees. So instead of giving facilities to the cooperatives, facilities been given to such people, saying poor, being rich. Okay, right. Greater purchasing power, greater accumulation of funds for funding features, investment and expansion, standardizing methods of operation of promotion of efficiency. So that is what is been thought of, and reduction in the number of brands in the economy and reduction in the marketing cost. What is happening now? We stick to brands. The same tea is been which has been packed in the same place for 3 brands, 3 or 4 brands. Tea which has been branded is been packed in one place. 3 Roses, have you heard? Red label tea you have heard of?
Yes, sir.
These are packed in one place only.
Yes, sir.
But by different name. So what is the ideology here? So it is something different, So thing is that we want to see that the brands in the economy is reduced and the cost of marketing cost is reduced. Simplification of distribution process, of elimination of middleman's profit. That is middleware. It has been given middleman's profit. So that is the reason why hue and cry has been happening in APMC now. So we are trying to avoid what you call middlemen. That is not happening now. And simplification of economic progress and achieving economic equilibrium between supply and demand, since production is undertaken for meeting the exact demand. So why we undertake production is that in order to meet the demand. If the supply and the demand concept is balanced, and you can do miracles. That is the thing. And ascending of social over economic order by giving premium and moral human values. So that is also there. So this is the father of cooperation, Robert Owen. So through him only we started thinking of cooperatives in a different entity. In real terms, we are able to follow him. He has created what you call cooperativism in all the economies of the world. Even the most advanced economy is adopting this. Hermann Schulz, Friedrich Refesan. So Hermann Schulz is from Germany, Refesan from England. And so the first effort, as I told earlier, it was by 28 weavers in Rockdale Society in Manchester, England. That was in the year 1844. So this is with regard to India. So we have 1904 Act, 1912 Act, 1914 Act, then 1919 Act. I have to tell something about 1919 Act. In 1919, it became a provincial subject. Earlier, it was a central subject, and later on, it became a provincial subject, and state was given what do you call, powers to organize such societies. So after this, many states took a lead by organizing several societies, several types of societies. Even in 1928, Royal Commission on Agriculture made a quote that if cooperation fails, there will be a failure of the best of rural India. So this is the quote of Royal Commission on Agriculture in 1928 itself. And the establishment of RBI, the process in 1934 and the establishment in 1935. So by extending refinance facilities to what we call agriculture cooperatives and allied activities through cooperative institutions. Okay. And there are several, I have to tell you something about AD Gorwala committee, in 1951, first 5-year plan. Okay, in India on the discussion in India. Sorry, I am not able to complete the process of my talk. There is a lot of slides over there, but I'm very sorry. They asked me to close down because it's time. Probably I have given a hint. Rather, I have given a hint that please think over of a cooperative. Being economists, it is better to have to think in a realistic term. Why can't we, being as a teacher, we can think of organizing a cooperative in your place or in your college or in your place of work or wherever it is, or in a native place or wherever it is. So think of cooperatives, because cooperatives can do miracles. The economy can grow. Don't believe in what do you call capitalistic economy. Don't believe in what do you call the geo owner, Mahesh Ambani. People like Mahesh Ambani, Adani, they'll carry somewhere. So we did not have the time to discussion also. Let me thank you very much for hearing me for such a long time. Hope my lecture has given some initiative. I believe, Prasad, my lecture has given some initiative to ponder upon. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is useful, sir.
Useful. No, I had some 10 or 15 slides.
So kindly share your PPT there itself. You can go through it.
Yeah, you can go through. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's better, sir.
They will send you. Okay, and you can copy it also. You can download it. No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So think of cooperative. There is a lot of things. So Karnataka also, the future of extension. So through cooperatives we can do. So we are thinking of. I'm thinking of a project. If that thing succeeds, I'll keep in touch with you people. Okay. I'm thinking of a project through cooperatives. Let me not announce it now because it may take time for that matter. Prasad will be in touch with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So kindly share your contact, sir.
9845.
Sir,
9845.
Okay, sir.
767298.
767295.
98. Both ends 98. 9845 767298.
Thank you, sir.
Okay then. Right then. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Beautiful presentation, sir.
Thank you.
Elumalai sir.
ಏನಪ್ಪ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಊಟ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ? ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು
ಮಾಡ್ರಿ.
ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಾ ಅಂತ?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
ಓಕೆ.
She is known to me. Pushpalata is known to me.
Sir, I'm Pushparani. I'm not Pushpalata.
Sorry.
She's
I'm
eagerly
very much
waiting,
particular
sir.
about my name always. Okay. So how come you carry the same zeal after the retirement also?
Only thing is,
What is the secret behind that?
secret is very simple. I'm very free man, a freelancer now. I'm a very free man now.
So it's really nice to hear you, sir. Like I take this opportunity to express gratitude on behalf of UGC-HRDC as well as all the participants and the Department of Economics, University of Mysore. I express my sincere gratitude to you, sir. And